Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Zero Nation Plays Football Manager 2017. This is the beta. This is our build a club, Lansing United, and got a special game for you today, which is, let's see if we can see it. Oh, I know. We'll hit the continue button. How about that? The U.S. Cup. That's right, the infamous U.S. Cup. This is the route by which MLS teams and North American teams in general, except for Canada, get into in Mexico. So American teams in specificity, this is how they reach the Champions League by winning this here little competition. So we've got an interesting draw against Miami, of all people. They're probably the top minor league team in North America. They're the team that people always discuss. Why aren't they in the MLS? You know, they've got a lot of funding. They got good players. So maybe we'll see them in the MLS soon, next couple of seasons. But until then, they're stuck in the second division. So let's take a look at the match preview. We'll try to keep this rolling. We don't have a lot of time here. Got some place to be. But I want to get in one last recording of the day. Or one... Nah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it looks like they're going with the 4-4-2 defensive midfielder selection. Take a look at their team. So, like I said, they're pretty good for a second division team. They got a good goalkeeper, some good defensemen, decent wingers and attackers. So they're going to be a difficult opponent. Although they do have some injuries, so that could hurt them in the long run or in the short run, some kind of run. Take a look at us. We've been in bad form recently, as they say. We'll talk about that more in the mid-season review, but for now, we're going with some youngsters, get some young players in there. I've got some depth issues at the moment. We've got some injuries. We've got some players called up on loans. Most specifically at the goalkeeper position, we've had to pick up Ryan Mira off of free agency. 26 years old. He's not terrible, but as you can see with all the negative arrows there, he's not feeling good physically, and you know he's not as good as our other goalkeepers. So anyway, I've got a mix here of my best players and my young players. So I wanted to get Cole Seiler some more work. He's been injured most of the season, but he's back. So he's a young defender. I want to get him in there more. Mark Pelosi, another young player. He's our most versatile guy. Like he can play just about anywhere from defensive midfielder to attacking midfielder, left wing, right wing, central. He can play everything. So he's kind of our jack of all trades right now. We've got him in at central midfield because Mr. Mixoplex has been called up to the international level. Richard Boateng is back. He's been injured for a lot of the season, so we're going to try to get him back to fitness here in the Cup games. We get Zusi at right wing. He's another youngster. Forsyth, one of our first-round draft picks. I've been trying to get our young players in the game more, but they just haven't been, I don't know, they just haven't been panning out for some reason. Or at least when I put them in the game, we don't win. You know, I got to have my veterans in there for us to win for some reason. Speaking of veterans, we got Lance Lang back. We're kind of been moving our left wingers around a lot, especially with Pelosi up here playing central midfield. We've got a lot of our left wingers we've sent down to the minor leagues, you know, our young guys. So Lance Lang is still the best option we've got there. And then our young striker, Zach Allen, our number one draft pick. He's been a bit of a bust this season, hasn't got much playing time. But hopefully that's going to change. Well, it's going to change, definitely, because my number one striker, Christian Ramirez, is injured for 3 to 4 weeks, so he's going to get in there. And currently we don't have a backup striker, so that's no good. I've recalled, who have I recalled? Joe Akoff. I've recalled him from loan, but not in time for this game. So if our striker goes down injured or gets tired, we're out of luck here. We're gonna have to go with a strikerless formation, which is ridiculous. At least ridiculous for me, because I usually like to play multiple strikers. And I feel I'm sacrificing this season having only one striker. We'll submit the team anyway as we talk about stuff. So that's one of my goals going forward, is to find some more strikers, at least one more viable striker. I haven't been able to do that up until now. It hasn't been a priority, but I've been looking, and there's nobody that's really jumped out at me and said, "Oh boy, you really need this guy," or he would fit into our philosophy of young players, not high salaries. So close down on these guys. See what we got here. Let's go. Keep going. We're the favorites. Go ahead and press me. Yeah, I guess we'll stick to these instructions. Been working well so far. We are one of the higher scoring teams in the league. Oh, we got a home game. I've noticed MLS teams, they don't have the banner on the side that tells you what stadium you're in. I thought at first it was just my team because it's a build-a-team, but no, it's none of the other MLS teams have the banner on the side either. So I kind of like that, because a lot of times I forget where I'm playing, whether it's home or away or whatever, and what stadium I'm in even. I just forget it sometimes. I know you can look up here, but like that symbol doesn't tell you anything. You gotta hover over it and see, oh, I'm playing Miami, and it's easier to just have a visual cue. I mean, I know it's like super duper nitpicky, but I like that visual cue, and it was there in 2016. I don't know why it's not here in 2017. Seems like it would have had to be either a conscious choice to leave it out, or it's just a mistake that it's not in the MLS teams, because I've seen it in videos for other leagues. And you know what I'm talking about, right? There's a little banner that hangs over somewhere that says Orlando or whatever, Chelsea, wherever you're at, it'll tell you. But that kind of brings me to, I don't really have a lot of complaints about this game so far. The big complaint, of course, is the deflections. There's too many deflections that result in offensive chances for the other team, and it's a bit of a problem. We're going to slow our tempo down here. That first half just flew by with absolutely no chances whatsoever, so we're going to slow down a little bit, try to gain control of this match. Okay, we got a highlight here for somebody. Let's hope we get the steal and the counterattack. It's not looking that way. Oh my gosh. That was the worst goal ever. That's like, me and my 8th grade soccer team, or 8 and under soccer team. Like, this is the kind of goal that look at that. I have no words for that goal. It's just ridiculous. So we're going to lose in the U.S. Cup again. That's no good. Oh my goodness, what kind of nonsense is happening here? Two goals, alright. Let's go high tempo. Gotta get offensive here against these guys if we're gonna have any chance. Can't sit back in the counter when the other team has a 2-goal lead. Don't need to see that again. There we go. Probably should have been attacking from the get-go. Nice, nice. Davis with the goal. First goal of the season for the... Was he left defender? Nice. Not great goalkeeping in this game, I'll tell you what. Even though both goalkeepers are 3-star rated. Now in FM 2016, a 3-star rated goalkeeper would be like one of the best goalkeepers in MLS. So maybe they've changed that. I also have a philosophy about the size of the database that you use. I feel like if you use a smaller database, then the players in your league just seem better and are better than everyone else. I don't know if that's a reality, but that's a perception that I have. It just seems that way. And I haven't mucked around with databases that much, but in the few saves that I've had, it just seems that smaller database equals like better players for you and worse players for the rest of the world. Ugh. Well, that pretty much seals up the game for Miami, unfortunately. But yeah, I got issues with this team. I feel like we're hanging by a thread here in terms of winning and losing, you know. Let's see, I think we can put Blake in for Boateng. Put him in attack mode. Let's see, is there anybody else we can bring in of consequence? We could bring in Cruz for Zusi, I suppose. Okay, there we go. We got our substitutes in the game. See how much it helps, if at all, not at all. It's about to be the end of the match. And that's probably going to be time right there. No? A little extra time, a little 30 seconds for them to waste. Come on, people. Come on. Put us out of our misery. We got 30 seconds over the clock already. There we go. He's just going to boot it out of bounds to end the game. No? We're going to get one more throw in? Oh my gosh. No. Alright. Lang was winding up too. So there we go. Loss in the cup. As I was saying, this team is sort of... I don't know. Maybe it's got too many young players on it. But the... Oops. I don't even know what I said to him there. But the margin of when I bring in my substitutes, you know, if I don't play my starters, it seems like I don't win, and that's not good. That is not going to play well for the length of the season, because you get injuries, you get players called up, you get players in bad moods, and you need to just, you know, keep them fresh. And sometimes it's not good. We've had draws, you know, some decent games playing backups, but just not a lot of victories. So, anyway, that's more roster management stuff to look at later. For now, we did not play well. Torres did nothing. He's our central defender, so he didn't really have much to do. But there we go. We've lost another U.S. Cup. We weren't really shooting for this season anyway. Like I said, we don't have the depth to compete in a competition like this just yet. So I guess we'll see you next time for the mid-season review. See you. Bye.